Welcome back to another edition of Move Through Motivation. We hope you are having an awesome day. Make sure if you like the podcast to smash the subscribe button and get alerts for new podcasts that come out. Our whole point of this podcast was that on Monday morning we release them and that you have something kind of inspiring, a story, a struggle, and from that you hear how people progress, people grow, people change from something that what happened in their life, or good, bad, or indifferent. Today I want to talk about a couple things. But before I do, I want to tell you about some projects we have working that are going to go live once this COVID-19 is behind us. We don't know exactly how it's going to look, but we started a campaign called Just Move. It's called the Just Move campaign. And this is going to be a day where we get outside, we get out into our communities, and we do things like exercise. You've seen the 5:30 PE class that we've been doing. This will be similar, but in a park setting, out in the open, out in the public, where families can come together for free and move together. We wanted to start an event where we could get this. Our first event was supposed to happen last week. It was already planned. It was in the calendar, in the final stages of planning, but due to the COVID, we had to put it on hold. It didn't stop it. We just had to figure out a way to adapt. And when we started the company, we talk about consistency. We wanted to make sure that we still put out a podcast every week. And we started in January before this pandemic happened. And today's podcast is just about that. What consistency means to me, what consistency has led to living a stronger life, going through struggles, small little things. So when I talk about consistency, I think about things you do all the time, good, bad, whatever those small things you do daily will impact you tomorrow, next week, next month, but over your lifetime, you could see a drastic change if you do small habits daily, consistent. There's a really good book that I recommend everybody to read called The Compound Effect. And this book, I've recommended it to a lot of salespeople. I've recommended it to a lot of friends, colleagues. And the reason I recommend it is because it gets into small habits that you do daily will impact you long term. And it's kind of like if you've heard the scenario, if you put a penny in and you double it every day, that the same thing will happen with small habits you do with your life. Waking up every day, shaving your face. That's the one that I tell people all the time. That's the first thing you could do, brush your teeth, obviously. But if you shave your face as a man, every day you do that consistently. Why do I say that's important? Because you got to wake up and look yourself in the mirror. And I use that time sometimes, and this is just a thing I do, and sometimes you get caught by Sherry. I'll be talking to myself when I'm shaving. And you go, talking to yourself, that's a little crazy. But I do a lot of talks in the mirror in the morning to give myself positive self-talk. Hey, reset the button. Today is when you can make an impact. You don't know what it's going to be. Your challenges you're going to face today, hit them head on, whether they're good, bad. But that small little task that I do daily, and I've been doing it since I was in the military, it was actually something that my boss of 22 years really harps on for young salespeople. And he says, listen, when you build small, tiny habits like that, that shows a consistent pattern, and that will translate to everything else. So when I do those talks in the morning to myself of shaving my face and saying, let's make it a good day, you got to give yourself 3 compliments. And there are 3 tiny compliments that I say, hey, let's make it a good day, hit the reset button, whatever adversity comes, face it. Those are what I tell myself every day. And that small little tiny habit, and that consistently over time, I've had bad days and I've had good days and I've had horrible days, but doing that small habit for me personally changes the trajectory of how my day goes, how my week goes, and long-term effects from that tiny little habit. Another one, for example, is exercise. What we're seeing now is that tiny daily movement will have a severe impact on the rest of your life. Now, we always talk about, I'm big into CrossFit. I love it. That's my sport. That's my jam. That's what I get down to. But a daily habit of exercise, and that could be a simple thing as walking every day, doing that consistently, and using that consistent behavior will benefit you many years from now. That great habit will help you in many different avenues of life. So my point today is this: make sure you find a habit and don't go crazy. Don't start changing your life. Don't start, drastic changes. A tiny thing. Maybe it's waking up in the morning and giving yourself a pep talk. Telling yourself, whatever happens today, I'm going to face it. I'm going to make it a good day, and I'll hit the reset button from whatever happened the day before. I encourage you to try these small things. I want to start small with everybody. I want to teach everybody that little things we do in life have a huge impact. So remember the compound effect. We'll put it in the link below of the author and everybody. I think Dan somebody, I can't remember. I don't remember names too well when it comes to books, but it's a great book. I recommend it to everybody. And starting small daily habits of how that could, with that consistency of changing the way you navigate through life and when you face a challenge. I hope you have a blessed day. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the alert buttons. We hope you're enjoying the PE classes that we put on every Wednesday. We do that for families in our community, so they have something to do while they're at home. You don't need equipment. We make it fun for the family. I do it with the boys so you can see the kids doing it. And we hope you have a blessed week. Crush it this week. You could do it. I believe in you. And I'm really going to start harping this at the end of every podcast. I believe in the power of encouragement. So I encourage you this week to crush it. Crush this week. No matter what happens, stay positive, put good people around you, and just have an awesome week. God bless.